This video explains the process of bringing in and creating a project using dynamic simulation software results, whether it be IES or TAS. So there may be a requirement on a project, or somebody you know might have done level 5s on a project or another building physics department. You want to use those results. There is a much quicker way of setting up a building model that doesn't require all the usual inputs. In which case we would elect to use option number 2, or the second option on the wizard. We would then go and select the GBXML file written from either TAS or IES, and we would go and select that GBXML file. We can then either use the existing directory for the project or have a new unique directory where we don't actually create the directory at all. We can put our project title name in here. Building type is grayed out because we're not going to allocate profiles. This will then read the GBXML geometry. It automatically picks up the number of stories on the project and the slab to slab heights. We can then skip levels and finish. This will then automatically bring in the GBXML geometry where we align the floor plans using the Tools Manage DXF option. We then select the Tools Manage DXF, grabbing the floor plans as we go. The floor plans would be sourced from the CAD system that the original DSM model was generated from. So generally, if it's IES, you would have traced over the model or the DWG file, which we are actually converted to DXF here, and bring that detail in. You wouldn't really want to import the DXF from the dynamic simulation package because they will only generate the DXF based on the geometry. So it's important that the original DWG from the source 3D architectural model is used as the backdrop. The dynamic simulation software would have been traced over the top of that to generate the room spaces, so they will correspond. So you're effectively taking the GBXML from either IES or TAS, the results from IES or TAS, and then superimposing the detailed DXF file underneath them. We then move into the energy program, and this is where we will then be invited to select the dynamic simulation software results, whether it be from TAS electronically, whether it be from IES via the means of a spreadsheet, or whether it's from another package where you've created a specific output. So typically it's IES. There is now an export from IES. On the IES export function, there is now an export to MEP Works. That will then create the spreadsheet that we require in order to import the results. So we then go to our directory where we've loaded the results in and select the import results. Preview and import. If it was TAS, we would do it electronically. We would pick up the revised TBD file and import those results. Or as I said earlier, if you were wanting to export from a third-party application where you can customize the output, you can import the CSV results using this generic option here. From this point onwards, you would then go off and develop your services. It's worth noting you can, if you wish, revert to the SIBSI admittance calculations, but it's important to realize that you must select your weather database, you must select all of your room profiles with your air change rates, heat gains, occupancy levels, air change rates, etc. in order to run the calculation using our own inbuilt calculation engine. So it's flexible enough to chop and change between the various dynamic simulation methods.